evolution of humankind and the evolution of this earth, the evolution of this existence is such that it has crossed many milestones. At every milestone, evolution has created an equilibrium. If nature were to get satisfied with that level of equilibrium, then evolution would have stopped. Equilibrium is essential because when equilibrium is there, there is peace. And where there is peace, there is bliss. If not bliss in its quintessential form, at least a drop of that. Bliss expressed in pleasure, expressed in joy, and that is what sustains, because it's important. Life is sustained by bliss. It is essential. Anand principle is the founding principle of this existence. But if nature were to get satisfied at the lower stages of evolution, where it had attained a certain kind of equilibrium, then nature would not have evolved into that stage where man also was born. Human beings were born. Homo erectus, Homo sapien. There wouldn't have been Homo sapien. Most people, as I said when we were discussing that question whether there should be individuality, they attain a level of equilibrium by virtue of the rules of the game that have been already discovered. That if you do this, study, marry, teach your kids, help them to grow up, go into ripe old age, this is a certain equilibrium that has been a cycle which has been created for human life. And if you accept it, this path, this circular path, follow it, well, fine. But it is important to break this equilibrium also. Because if you do not break this equilibrium, if you do not upset this equilibrium, then nature or existence would never reach out to the higher levels of equilibrium which are to be manifest. So when Buddha steps out of his happy palace on his chariot and observes the misery all around in the world, his balance is upset. There is disorder now. He has been thrown into a state of chaos, into a state of disorder. But it is this disorder which is going to help him to discover the equilibrium based on his path, the middle path, or the 8 laws. And he discovers this middle path and he gives to humankind. So disorder at times is equally important, because otherwise people would stay in their state of comfort zones and they would never come out of their comfort zones. This is exactly the crux also of another fantastic book, Who Moved My Cheese. Comfort zones are good, but they're also stagnating. You stagnate. It's something like you're on a long journey. Evolution is like a long journey. You start on a long journey. Well, you can't reach your destination the same day because it's a long journey. It's a 10-day, 20-day long journey. So what do? Every night you stay somewhere at an inn. During the day you keep walking. or you are on a trek. During the day you trek through the mountains and through the valleys, and at night you pitch your tent, have your food, listen to some talk here and listen to some music or meditate and then sleep. You get some rest. So you enter into a state of equilibrium, and the next day again re-energized. You begin your day and again begin the trek. And pitch your tent next day at yet another campsite. This is how evolution is. So you have to at times pitch your tent and at times dismantle the tent. So home is where the tent is.